Okay, greetings. Welcome to Essential Skills for Studying in an International Environment. I am your host, 𝐷𝐚, and joining me here are Mr. Jamie Gregory, Managing Director from Views Company, and Ms. Bích Lê from Graduate School and International Study at 𝐷𝐚 University. This talk today aims to help freshmen and students with the personal skills needed to not only study in the university, but also thrive in an international environment. We'll cover what our students can expect in 𝐷𝐚 University and what we will be expecting of them in turn, as well as share the skills and mindset that will help them excel in their academic studies and future career. Now, before we start, we should get a feel of what university life is like. So, Mr. Gregory, how was your university years feel like, and how much did it impact your life later on?
Well, that's a great question. University was really exciting for me. I remember it being the first time that I really felt respected and considered as an adult in an educational environment. You know, when you're at school, it always feels a little bit like the teachers are your educational parents, telling you off and punishing you if you don't do your homework and things like that. Whereas when you're at university, I remember in one of our first classes or first lectures, the lecturer made a statement to say, this is not school. We're not going to chase after you for your homework. If you don't do it, you're the one that's going to suffer. If you do it, you're the one that's going to benefit. And I think that really set the different paradigm, the different scene for the environment. The school, I think, teaches you how to walk, whereas university helps you to find the path or the route that you're going to walk in your career. So I kind of think of university as the Google Maps of your career.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's the way I think.
And you put it way better than I ever could. And that's one of the things I want to touch on, because one of the misconceptions, major ones that I found, is that some people equate university with their studies in high school, which is completely not true, because it is called your golden years. And so you must not only focus on your studies like in high school, but you must also take advantage of your environment as well, especially if it's an international one. So that brings us to the question, right? What is an international environment?
I think one of the main fundamental characteristics of the international learning environment is that it's a different ethical background in which people communicate with the different languages around the world.
Indeed, and this diversity will mean that everyone will bring a certain of their own opinions and their own viewpoint on a certain topic, and which allows you to access to a larger source of information from the source. And which brings us to the next part. What benefits can we gain from studying in such an environment, and why should we study in an international environment?
I think that's a great question. I think my answer would be very simple, one thing: options and freedom of choice. Let me give you an example. If you're 100% certain, if you're a young person and you're planning to go to university, if you're 100% certain that you want to live in your home country forever, for the rest of your life, if you're confident that you want to live and work there, for the rest of your life, you want to marry a partner of that nationality in that country, and work for a domestic company. Okay, so even work, there's two types of company. There's domestic and there's multinational or international. If you're certain of all those things, then you don't really care. You don't need an international environment. But I don't know about you, I can't predict the future. I certainly can't predict 60 years or 70 years into my future. So why would you want to limit yourself not having that international environment when you can have it here at 𝐷𝐚 or in any other university that offers such an environment? When you have the experience of learning in an international environment, learning from your peers, from people from different countries, even people from different provinces within Vietnam. I've met people from all over, and you learn something new about their culture, the foods that they eat in different places, the things that they do every day. Learning about the customs, the cultures, and the different way of doing things in other environments is really invaluable, because it gives you a different perspective other than your own, other than what you're used to on a daily basis.
A global citizen would look like doing it. And to summarize what we have shared with you so far, you as students are expected to not only excel in your academic studies, but to also learn from your peers as well. And that is essentially how you take advantage of this international environment, and in ways as shared by him as well. And so we will move on and share with you some essential skills that will help you to do so. And Mr. Jamie Gregory, as an employer yourself, what skills, attitudes, or qualities did you expect of graduate university students, and how can our viewers today cultivate that kind of skill during their time at university?
That is a very good question. My answer comes from two approaches. One, as an employer, what I would like to see, or what I think employers in general would like to see. Secondly, from my experience at university and seeing where myself and my fellow classmates are now, and seeing the people that have been most successful compared to people that perhaps haven't been as successful. Number one, absolutely number one, is communication. Communication. Now, I'm not talking about other languages. That's a different topic entirely. Communication is the most transferable skill. You use communication in any job whatsoever. Regardless of whether it's, sales would be an example of where you use communication every day, every minute of your life. If you're an accountant, you don't communicate as much. You're working on numbers and it's very individualistic work. Think of it this way: if you have an idea, and it may be the greatest idea the world's ever seen. It could be the new iPad, the new iPhone, who knows? That idea is in your mind, it's locked in. If you cannot communicate that idea to your peers, to your lecturer, to your employer, whoever it may be, then it's useless. Right. That idea is locked in the prison of your mind. And you might have the next iPhone, you might be the next billionaire, the next Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, who knows? But if you can't communicate and get it out, it's completely useless. And that's if it's a great idea. So that's a great idea wasted. Even if you have an average idea, something that's not going to change the world, but something that will still advance your business, advance your community, help somebody in general. Even if you can communicate it in a mediocre way, then we can discuss it together. I can share an idea with you both. You can contribute. You can give the good points, bad points. We can develop it. The key point here is that without being able to communicate, life in general is going to be much tougher. So communication skills, without doubt, are the number one thing I would say to focus on. How can you focus on that? Well, it's very simple. Practice. How can you practice communication? Well, what are we doing right now? We're sitting chatting together, somebody from the UK, people from Vietnam. Luckily, we're speaking in my language. Communicate with as many people as you can. Lecturers, faculty, peers, not just your close friend group. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone. In the context of your students, of course, Vietnamese is everyone's native language, English being second. Practice again. Those English skills, whether it's with your friends, peers, lecturers, bosses, workmates, you will use it on a daily basis.
Well, so I couldn't agree with you more. So I think that being fluent in a foreign language can bring a lot of benefits for not only just us, but also especially for students who are studying at university as well.
Right, and communication skills is an important part. However, there are some people that feel shy about it, and I can attribute this to a obstacle that is social anxiety, and which is magnified in an international setting, and it can have crippling effects. And so, it is born from our subconscious fears, and it can arise in questions, doubts, such as, what if I'm not good enough? What if my accent is not right? What if my English is not good? What if my reasoning is not sound? What if they judge me because of that?
This is, I believe, a very important point to consider. And let me answer your question with a question first of all. If I was a student and so were you, and we met each other here in the library, and you were thinking to approach and have a chat with me in English, and you were feeling some of these feelings of anxiety or self-doubt, you said, what if? So let me ask you, what's the worst thing that could happen? If you came over to speak to me in English and you stumbled a word, or you said something wrong, or you mispronounced, or blah, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I can think of several worse things, but it won't kill me.
Exactly, it doesn't matter. Worse, maybe we share a chuckle together, or you go a bit red in the face or blush. But the reason why people have that anxiety is because they care about the outcome. It's the same as when you feel nervous about anything. If you feel nervous about going on a date with somebody, it's because you care about the result. If you feel nervous about going on stage to play an instrument, or share one of your skills, it's because you care about the performance. If you're nervous about your work, it's because you care about your work performance. When people aren't nervous about their work performance or the performance of a date or something like that, that's worrying, because it means they don't actually care. My advice for the social anxiety part, because I face this, I know I come across today as someone not shy, but for me, Vietnamese is my second language, very loosely, and I do enjoy practicing with people. But strangers, people on the street, if I'm buying some food, or taxi drivers, the day-to-day interactions, I do feel shy, because I know Vietnamese is a very difficult language to pronounce, and I can very easily make a mistake in the pronunciation, even if I've practiced so many times. And I'm worried sometimes people do laugh at you a little bit, or they don't understand you, or they don't even know I'm speaking Vietnamese sometimes because I've delivered it so badly. Who cares? That person, I'm never going to see them again, probably. If they do judge me or make me feel bad, well, they're not a nice person, so I don't care about what they think anyway. The worst thing that can happen is, you share a chuckle, maybe you have a little blush, and you move on with the rest of your life. So you have to balance everything in life, and balance the potential gain with the potential negative. The negative, you go red in the face for a second, you share a chuckle. The positive, you might make a friend for life. And I think the only way to overcome that, as with anything, is practice. You always feel nervous or anxious the first time that you do something. Think about your first day at school, your first day at university, your first date, your first day at work. You always have that same first day syndrome. But then it becomes natural. You get into the routine of going every day to school or work or whatever it is. In this scenario, if you make a habit of speaking to one stranger a day, for example, to make something, remember those SMART objectives that we spoke about?
Yeah.
Make something actionable. Set yourself a challenge. Talk to one stranger a day. Maybe try and make it a foreigner so you can chat in English. And just see after a month. Look at the benefits. Look how your English or your communication skills have improved. It doesn't have to be English. Even in Vietnamese, you'll see your confidence building, and that social anxiety will go away, hopefully.
That is a very interesting insights that I believe all of our viewers will have a use for and find it very useful. That completely encapsulates everything I feel and everything that I could have shared. So thank you for your insights. And we'll move on to how you as viewers can access this international opportunity? And would you take this part, Ms. Bit?
Well, I think that the talk today is so useful and good insight. We talk a lot about the benefits of studying in such an international environment, and I do believe that if the student have a chance to study in such an environment, so please just do it. And currently at 𝐷𝐚 University, we are glad to collaborate with international universities all around the world. So, for example, this year we are collaborating with 3 different universities to deliver 3 international bachelor programs. These are the Liverpool from UK. So have you heard of that?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
The home of the Beatles.
And also the universities of Anglo State from America, and the last one is Cameroon University from South Korea. And I think the good things of these international programs is like students can have a chance to spend their first years studying at 𝐷𝐚 University in Vietnam, and then they can study next years in our partner universities. And the greater things is that after graduation, the degree that they will get is from the partner university. So I think that it's a great opportunity for the students to take a good chance. And also one of the main advantages of our international program is that we work with international universities to reduce the tuition fees. So we offer a lot of scholarship as well. So basically, students who enter our international program with our foreign partners, they can get a tuition fee deduction, nearly 50%.
Such great conditions for students to have access to international environment. Now that brings us to the end of our session today. We thank you for having been with us this far, and also my greatest gratitude for our guests today. And after we've shared what we have with you today, we hope that you can make use of it. So go out there, make friends, study from your peers and your teachers, and succeed in life. And we hope you all the best for your journey through university and beyond. Thank you.
Welcome to 𝐷𝐚 University, and what you're looking for when you come to the university, especially international system at 𝐷𝐚 University, and what you have when you participating international system at 𝐷𝐚 University. You will learn about 100% about English and study with foreign teacher, and you have a lot of opportunity of jobs. And don't be shy, just come here and study with us.
So what is amazing waiting for us with the 100% curriculum and the chance for working for international company with the best point in right here in international system at 𝐷𝐚 University.